Definitely so. We can expect load shedding, especially over this festive season. There are high probability that South Africa will experience load shedding. That was the word from Phakamani Hadebe, the chief executive of the embattled power utility. He's been at the helm for almost 8 months now, and some of the first words that he told us was that he's not going to tell us a good story today. They are, of course, facing the high probability of load shedding, and he did indicate that they've signed 27 new contracts, and some of they're short on coal at the moment, with 11 of their power stations running low. They're supposed to have about 20 days of stockpile and coal, but of course that is running short. We've heard that 5 of those power stations is running less than 10 days. We haven't got an update on that as yet, but we've heard that they want an urgent purchase of about 4 million tons of coal. They've only procured so far 1.1 million, and they are of course running the diesel generators, all 18 of their diesel generators, and they've even got 2 from government. They're running those diesel generators at a high cost. They didn't give us the exact amount, but we did hear from an expert that was sitting next to me that should run at around $1 billion on a monthly basis. While we try to get word on the financials from the CEO, we didn't get exactly what the picture is in terms of Eskom's financial situation at the moment. We do understand that they're cash-strapped as it is, but the CFO was not here and Treasury was not here to give us the exact numbers on how Eskom's financials are.
This comes from the earlier reports and warnings earlier this week, with Eskom really rattling, saying that we can expect those power cuts. The coal situation is poor because of the possibility of rains in Mpumalanga, and I suppose this really was an explanation. Did they say exactly why this is the case? I mean, you have the situation of the Tegeta mine not providing the amount of coal that is needed. Of course, there must have been a multifaceted bunch of reasons as to why they find themselves in this poor coal situation at the moment everywhere.
Well, as you point out directly, Devon, Tegeta was at the center of that blame game that we heard over here. They're saying that since last November, when Tegeta started having problems, that's when issues started coming through. And Tegeta, the formerly Gupta-owned mine, went to business rescue in February, and then they couldn't supply coal. They had to, in fact, supply those coal stations themselves. So since then, they've been having problems with the coal, basically. And then other reasons that have been stipulated here is the undesired coal. And as you understand, while I was speaking to some of the experts here, they say that the last 10 days of stock basically is rebel. That's what they call it. It's coal that can't even be used. So we don't even know how dire the situation is at the moment. But some of the other reasons that have been put forward here as issues are the recent Eskom strike that we've been having in the course of this year, and also the past 7 years, and governance issues at the embattled power utility for the last 7 or so years.
This coming as Treasury releases its report on some of these executives, former executives at Eskom, fingers pointed at Arnold Singh, for example. Machela Koko was also in there. I mean, essentially, what has this Treasury report revealed this morning?
Well, of course, this does relate to the very same company that I just mentioned a few moments ago, Tegeta, at the center of it again. They got money. It was 659 million rands in advance to supply coal to Eskom. That's the forensic report that we've seen from Treasury today, and a bit of it was touched on here, and corruption itself was touched on here by Phakamani Hadebe, who does say that they want to tighten up on corruption. They're saying that they might have not alleviated all of corruption at this current moment, but they're doing their best to tackle such issues of corruption within the embattled power utility, Devon.